Greetings, fellow humans. Katrina here. Quick disclaimer, I am a professional. I am not your professional. Nothing I'm about to say should be taken as medical, legal, or otherwise advice. This podcast is purely for education and amusement. That is it. Disclaimer over. So today I thought I'd talk about what I don't know about a concept called can I even say it? Interoception. I don't know if I'm saying it correctly, but I'll give you the definition. Well, first I'll spell it for you. So it's Interoception, interoception. So the definition is your brain's representation of all sensations from your internal organs and tissues, the hormones in your blood, and your immune system. That's a lot. The gist of it is actually, I should say what book that I'm reading from. So how about that? This book that I have learned this information from is called How Emotions Are Made, The Secret Life of the Brain by Lisa Feldman Barrett. I think she's one of those, I think she's a PhD. Yep, she's got one of them high and deep degrees from the University of Northeastern University, with appointments at Harvard Medical School and Massachusetts General Hospital. Well, she definitely has the credentials to write this book. And so in this book, I forget exactly what chapter it is, but she talks about that concept of interoception. Oh, wait, here I have chapter 10. Okay. So chapter 10, interoception, it talks about, and the gist of it is that interoception is the origin of feelings. Not that it's like the only thing that makes us feel or emote, but it has some big impact on it. Okay, so any movement of your body is accompanied by a movement in your body. And so the best way that I know how to explain this is with the example that she used in a book, which is of a snake coming about, and it's a poisonous snake. So you're like, ah. And when you're escaping that poisonous snake, your heart pumps blood faster, and it does that through dilated blood vessels, which then rushes glucose to your muscles, which increases your heart rate and changes your blood pressure. And so interoception is a representation of the sensations that result from that inner motion. It is continuous. It's always operating. Okay, so it's something that we cannot be aware of all of the time, or we would be all of the time overwhelmed. Even if you just think about like the 5 known senses, if we were totally aware of all of the things that were going on outside of us, that would be overwhelming. So the awareness of what's inside and outside would also be overwhelming. So our brain kind of takes what it likes and leaves the rest. So you'll likely experience interoception in general terms. So the general terms are simple feelings of pleasure, displeasure, arousal, or calmness. Those are the 4 that she specifically talks about in that chapter. And then there can also be intense interoceptive sensations, and that is what she ties into emotions. So in every waking moment, the brain is giving sensations meaning. And some of those interoceptive sensations and the resulting meaning can be an instance of an emotion, okay? So there's this whole interoceptive network that Barrett describes, and I don't know that much about it, and I didn't do a deep dive on that particular subject, but I want to get to her conclusion in this particular chapter, not the whole book. But her conclusion is that interoception is one of the most important ingredients in what we experience as reality. And it alone, she mentions this, it cannot alone explain emotion, because something like anger or sadness is way more complex than a simple feeling of unpleasantness and arousal. So I do hope you found that somewhat informative and interesting. There is no news today because I'm at my office and I don't have the ability to pull up the newspaper and be on my phone at the same time. So we're going to skip the news again this week, and maybe there will be century-old news next week, or maybe I'll just ramble some more. I don't know. This has been fun. I really hope that you appreciate the show. And if you want to support the show, you can click the button on the website or Cash App Katrina Dragon. Remember, I really appreciate each and every one of you simply for existing.